Hey spine friends, it is me and I just wanted to give an update from my 5-week post-op visit that I had with my surgeon. As many of you might recall if you've watched my previous videos, I had my hardware removed between my L4 and L5. I had a fusion from L4 to L5 and had that hardware removed. I had went to my surgeon's office last week because I had a terrible infection and the incision was opening and it was oozing, and not to be gross, but I was pretty much changing my dressing every hour, if not more, to keep it from getting all over the place. So just wanted to let you know I had a round of antibiotics that my surgeon gave me and I was told to take it easy. And thankfully around the second day of taking the antibiotics, the incision stopped leaking. Thankfully it stopped leaking and I didn't have to cover it anymore. And I was thinking, okay, it's not covered now it's going to just blow up again or something like that. But thankfully, no, it didn't. So I just want to happily say that it's no longer the size of a walnut. The little scar tissue or the fluid buildup that I might have talked about in one of my previous videos, it's no longer about the size of a walnut or a grape. I don't know, but it seemed huge, whatever it was. It was sticking out a lot and it was annoying because I couldn't even sit up against a couch or against a chair like this or lay down in bed without worrying about it bursting and hurting and everything else. So just wanted to say that as of my last visit, they took x-rays. It was so weird to see the x-ray because I didn't have hardware. And I'm so used to seeing those screws. And if you've had a fusion, you know what I'm talking about. The screws and all the hardware in there. And all that I can see now is the PEEK cage. So my surgeon did confirm with me again that everything looked lined up really well on the imaging that was done, and that I am now released to go back to start running and going to the gym and working out as I had before. He said, just listen to your body and just go from there and you are free to go. So right now, as we speak, everything is good with my recovery. My pain is gone. I feel great. I don't have SI pain. I don't have sciatica. The hardware, I no longer have that nagging hardware pain that I had before. And some people have asked me before in some of the groups that I'm in, if they have to have their hardware removed because they might weigh less than me or be smaller than I am. And the answer is no. And this is not medical advice, obviously, but I know people who are smaller than me. I'm 5'4" and I weigh about 120, who are smaller than me and they don't have problems with their hardware. So just because you're around my size or a little bigger or a little smaller, it doesn't mean that it's going to have to go. I was thinking my hardware would be there forever inside of my body. It was just bothering me. So it had to be removed because it was touching the muscles, touching the nerves, and I didn't have enough body fat in a certain area. So my body was acting all crazy, so I had to have it removed. But thankfully, the surgery turned out really well and I'm recovering really well now. I feel great. It's so much different than the recovery from a spinal fusion. The spinal fusion recovery, as many of you, if you're watching, know, is like a roller coaster of emotions, depression, all sorts of anxiety, maybe night sweats, all sorts of problems and stuff, pains coming here and there from different areas for about a year. It was just like a crazy emotional roller coaster for about a year or so for me when recovering from that. But now it's so much better. In this recovery, I'm so glad and so happy to say that now my incision is closed. It's healing. I still do have a little bit of the bump, but I'll stand up and see if you can see it. It's at the top, and it's scar tissue is what I'm told. And I might have to, when I go back in 6 months, if it's still there, I might need to go to a plastic surgeon or a different doctor to have that removed if it's causing any pain. But right now, this is where it is located. If you can see the little bump that I have right there at the top, right there. That is all that is left, and then there's my incision, which is still, looks pretty nasty because it was infected, but it is healing, it's closing up, and I'm really happy about that. So I'm hoping this bump goes away and goes down and doesn't cause pain, and that everything goes well. Thank you for watching my videos. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I am more than happy to answer any questions about my experience with the fusion, with the revision, with the botched surgery that I had, or even questions about exercises that you might have with a spinal fusion or with a revision. But thank you so much for watching. Shoot me any questions, and if I take too long to reply, I do apologize. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks so much. Take care.